Proc. Okay na? I-online. Okay na. Nandun sila. Okay, please stand for the opening prayer.
Let us all make the sign of our faith. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we are about to start our activity this afternoon. In this we pray, through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Today is December 11, 2025. Welcome to the Bids and Awards Committee meeting of DPWH Regional Office 10 at Bulwa, Cagayan de Oro City. I am Joselito Roa, the BAC Chairman, presiding over this meeting. We will now request the head of the BAC Secretariat for the roll call and declaration of quorum.
Good afternoon. I will present to you the composition of the Bids and Awards Committee, the Technical Working Group, and the BAC Secretariat. Let's start with the Bids and Awards Committee. Engineer Joselito Roa as our BAC Chairman.
Present.
Engineer Brgy as our Vice Chairman. Engineer Liwald Picori as the member. Attorney Chiki Tamala. Attorney Mary Teresa Quizo. Considering that majority of the BAC members are present, also for the end user for the consulting services, Engineer Rene Charles Supremo. Considering that majority of the BAC members are present, I hereby declare these proceedings in quorum. I also call the Technical Working Group, Engineer Maribel Montesa as head, and Attorney Melanie Inopia. And the Secretariat are as follows: yours truly, Engineer Alma Abrigana as head, and my members are Engineer Jiver Vargas, Engineer Dexter Cabiles, and Martha Liamis, and Gladys Abarabar. We invited 3 observers, but none of them are present. So I would like also to request the representatives from the prospective bidders to please stand and mention your name and firm. Let's start with the test lab, sir. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Abrigana. Considering that we have a quorum, I will now call this meeting to order. Our agenda for the day is the following. We have the pre-bid conference for 3 consultancy services under contract ID number 24 CSK 0222, consultancy services for soil testing, exploration, and geotechnical investigation for bridge projects. Cadapaan Bridge B02112MN along Marawi-Malabang Road and Sugod Bridge along Marawi-Malabang Road, Madalum, 2nd District, Lanao Del Sur, with an ABC of 981,055 pesos and 96 centavos. 2, contract ID number 24 CSK 023, consultancy services for soil testing, exploration, and geotechnical investigation for building projects. Construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Ramitan, Picong, Lanao Del Sur, and construction of multipurpose building, Barangay Manggahan, Malabang, Lanao Del Sur, with an ABC of 2,430,619 pesos and 4 centavos. And contract ID number 24, CSK 024, consulting services for the structural evaluation and or detailed engineering design for the retrofitting of Atugan Bridge B01249MN along Sayre Highway in Region 10, with an ABC of 7 million pesos. And then we will also have the pre-bid conference for goods, 1 project under contract ID number 25 GK00029 purchase of diesel fuel for use in the operation of various motor vehicles, assigned at DPWH Regional Office 10, supplemental for fourth quarter CY 2025 with an ABC of 7,500,000 pesos. We will now request the resource person from the Planning and Design Division to please start the discussion for the Consultancy Services.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Engineer Manuel Dave Giganto from Planning and Design Lanao Del Sur Cluster, and I'll be presenting one Consultancy Services in this pre-bid conference. So we have the contract ID 24CSK022 with project name Consultancy Services for the conduct on soils testing, exploration, and geotechnical investigation for bridge projects. First is Cadapaan Bridge B02112 MN along Marawi-Malabang Road. Second is Sugod Bridge along Marawi-Malabang Road, Madalum, 2nd District, Lanao Del Sur, with location of Lanao Del Sur and an ABC of 981,055.96 pesos and a duration of 10 man days. With fund source 01-101101, regular agency fund, general fund, new general appropriations, specific budgets of national government agencies, with sub-allotment number SR 2024-02-009671. Shown here is the breakdown of cost estimates. We have here for the first one is the remuneration, second is the reimbursable, and the third one is the miscellaneous. Shown here is the contents for the terms of reference. So for the introduction, the Department of Public Works and Highways is responsible for planning and constructing and maintaining public infrastructure in the Philippines. These projects include roads, bridges, public buildings, flood control structures, and urban drainage systems. The DPWH goal is to provide safe, high-quality infrastructure that improves the living standards of all Filipinos. So for the objectives of this consultancy are outlined as follows. First one is explore the subsurface conditions of the area and provide pertinent project data. Second is to provide an overview of both surface and subsoil geology. Third is analyze collected data to provide engineering recommendations for foundation selection and design. Fourth is prepare a detailed report on geotechnical and geological investigations, including seismic parameters for foundation design. Fifth is produce a comprehensive technical report on subsoil conditions and address any emerging geotechnical issues throughout the project comprehensively. Shown here is the project location for the bridge projects. We have here the project locations for Cadapaan Bridge and Sugod Bridge. So the consultant must satisfy specific accreditation criteria, notably being recognized as a DPWH accredited private testing laboratory. Laboratories seeking accreditation must follow the procedures outlined in Department Order number 22, Series of 2018. And upon meeting requirements, receive certification from BRS along with a certificate of accreditation signed by the Director of BRS. In compliance with Department Order 99, Series of 2018, as part of reimbursable cost, the purchases of equipment such as desktop computers shall be turned over to the DPWH upon completion of the contract. Shown here is the detailed exploration requirements. We have here the site inspection requirements and the borehole location requirements. Shown here is the spacing requirements for bridge projects for piers or abutments over 30 meters wide. Provide a minimum of 2 borings. For piers or abutment less than 30 meters wide, provide a minimum of 1 boring per pier or abutment. For the depth requirements for bridge projects, if the foundation design has not been identified, then exploratory holes shall be specified to be at 13 meters depth in the main investigation, or to 3 meters into sound rock if rock is encountered above the depth. Shown here is the drilling requirements. We have here, under the borehole drilling, we have rotary drilling, diamond drilling, percussion drilling, and wash boring. And for the in situ requirements, we have here the standard penetration test AH2 T206. Shown here is the sampling. The laboratory test equipments for bridge projects. We have here for the index properties, we have moisture content, specific gravity, unit weight, sieve analysis, hydrometer analysis, other limits, soil classifications. Under moisture density relation, we have modified Proctor and standard Proctor. Under strength test, we have the triaxial test. And under consolidation test, we have one-dimensional consolidation, soil potential of clays, collapse potential of soils. And shown here is the implementation. Still under implementation. To ensure compliance with DPWH standards as per Department Order Number 22 Series of 2018, the consultant is required to submit the following. First one is attachments of certifications. Include all certifications relevant to your DPWH accredited private testing laboratory, ensuring they are up-to-date and comprehensive. Second is pertinent documents. Provide any additional documents that support your laboratory's compliance with DPWH standards, such as quality control, procedures, and staff qualifications. And lastly, list of equipment. Submit a detailed list of all equipment available in your laboratory that meets the required laboratory test standards. Ensure each item is capable of performing the necessary test as specified by DPWH requirements and or in these terms of reference. Shown here the data of geotechnical parameters for bridge projects and a detailed calculation and design analysis requirements for bridge projects. Shown here is the manpower schedules. We have two tables. First one is the indicative schedule of activities, and the table under table 3 is the indicative schedule of key staffs. We have here the manpower requirements. Under key staff, we have 1 team leader, 1 geologist, and 1 laboratory technician, and 1 core driller. Under administrative and support staff, we have 2 core driller aid, 2 laboratory aid, and 2 encoders. And for the consultancy costs, the approved budget for the contract for the conduct of soil testing, exploration, and geotechnical investigation for the following project shall be 981,055 pesos and 96 over 100 only. So shown here is the list of bridge projects. So shown here is the payment method and the assistance to be provided by the DPWH and the capacity development. So for the weight of key personnel, we have here 1 team leader, that is 32%, geologist 32%, laboratory technician is 20%, and core driller is 16%, for a total of 100%. And for the summary of submittals, the ABC, weight of key personnel in terms of reference are already approved. That ends my presentation. Thank you.
Will you please emphasize the test parameters that will be undertaken or delivered by the winning bidder? Idako ba? Sige, you read again.
So shown here is the data of geotechnical parameters for bridge projects. We have here the soil dry and bulk unit weight, Poisson's ratio, type of soil, cohesive or cohesionless, cohesion of soil, angle of internal friction, geometric modulus, deformation modulus, saturated unit weight, porosity, saturation level, over consolidation ratio, elastic modulus, void ratio, initial and final, moisture content, and compression index.
And the other one for the Kanasya.
So shown here is the detailed calculation and design analysis requirements for bridge projects. So first one is the general analysis requirements. If the result of geohazard assessments Assessment reveals that there is a big potential of liquefaction in the area. Dynamic analysis should be done, such as but not limited to liquefaction analysis and earthquake-induced settlement. Second is the bearing capacity analysis. We have here the settlement analysis, global stability for slow protection, abutment or retaining wall. We have here the shallow foundation for ultimate and allowable bearing capacity and factored and unfactored bearing capacity. For deep foundation, ultimate and allowable bearing capacity and factored and unfactored bearing capacity. And lastly is the allowable bearing capacity.
Questions from prospective bidders? Okay, none. So next project.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Engineer A. Danga, and I'm here to present the contract ID 24CSK0023, Consultancy Services for the conduct on soil testing, exploration, geotechnical investigation for a building project. Number one, we have construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Ramitan, Picong, Lanao Del Sur. Number two, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Manggahan, Malabang, Lanao Del Sur. Number three, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Baraas, Picong, Lanao Del Sur. Location, Lanao Del Sur, and ABC, 430,619 pesos and 4 centavos. Duration, 28 Mondays, and fund source, 011-01101, or regular agency fund, general fund, new general appropriations, specific budgets of national government agencies. Sub-allotment SR 2024-02-009-671. Shown here is the breakdown of cost estimates. We have remuneration, reimbursable, and miscellaneous. Shown here is the contents of terms of preference. The introduction, the Department of Public Works and Highways is responsible for planning, constructing, and maintaining public infrastructure in the Philippines. These projects include roads, bridges, public buildings, flood control structures, and urban drainage systems. The DPWH's goal is to provide safe, high-quality infrastructure that improves the living standards of all Filipinos. And for the objectives of this consultancy are outlined as follows. Explore the subsurface conditions of the area and provide pertinent project data. Provide an overview of both surface and subsoil geology. Analyze collected data to provide engineering recommendations for foundation selection and design. Prepare a detailed report on the geotechnical and geological investigations, including seismic parameters for foundation design. Produce a comprehensive technical report on subsoil conditions. Address any emerging geotechnical issues throughout the project comprehensively. For the project location, we have Table 1, borehole requirements for each project site. For construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Ramitan, Picong, we have 3 boreholes and 30 meters deep drilling per location. Construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Manggahan, Malabang, Lanao Del Sur, 3 boreholes and 30 meters deep drilling per location. Construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Baraas, Picong, Lanao Del Sur, 3 boreholes and 30 meters deep drilling per location. Scope consulting services. The consultant must satisfy specific accreditation criteria, notably being recognized as a DPWH accredited private testing laboratory. Laboratories seeking accreditation must follow the procedures outlined in the Department Order Number 22 Series of 2018, and upon meeting requirements, receive certification from BRS along with a certificate of accreditation signed by the Director of BRS. In compliance with Department Order Number 99 Series of 2018, as part of reimbursable costs, the purchases of equipment such as desktop computers shall be turned over to the DPWH upon completion of the contract. Detailed exploration requirements. Shown here is the site inspection requirements and the borehole location requirements. For the spacing requirements of building projects, then depth of requirements for building projects. Minimum depth of borehole shall be 30 meters or 5 meters in the bearing layer, whichever comes first. And for the footprint area greater than 500 square meters, minimum required number of boreholes shall be 2 plus area over 1,000, where the area is the footprint area. Drilling requirements. For borehole drilling, we have rotary drilling, diamond drilling, percussion drilling, and wash boring. In situ requirements. We have standard penetration test AASHTO T206. And we have the sampling of samples in the laboratory. For the laboratory test requirements of building projects, we have index properties, the moisture content, specific gravity, unit weight, sieve analysis, hydrometer analysis, Atterberg's limit, soil classification, moisture density relation. We have the modified Proctor, standard Proctor, then the strength test, triaxial test, consolidation test, one-dimensional consolidation, swell potential of clays, collapse potential of soils. For the implementation, we have outputs and deliverables, inception report, progress report, draft geotechnical investigation report. We have also the final geotechnical investigation report. Shown here is the laboratory test data, then the detailed calculation analysis, and photographs. To ensure compliance with DPWH standard as per Department Order Number 22 Series of 2018, the consultant is required to submit the following attachments of certifications. Include all certification relevant to your DPWH accredited private testing laboratory, ensuring they are up to date and comprehensive. Pertinent documents. Provide any additional documents that support your laboratory's compliance with DPWH standards such as quality control procedures and staff qualifications. List of equipment. Submit a detailed list of all equipment available in your laboratory that meets the required laboratory test standards. Ensure each item is capable of performing the necessary test as specified by the DPWH requirements and or in these terms of reference. For the data of geotechnical parameters, for building projects, we have soil dry and bulk unit weight, Poisson's ratio, type of soil, cohesive or cohesionless, cohesion of soil, angle of friction, odometric modulus, deformation modulus, saturated unit weight, porosity, saturation level, over consolidation ratio, elastic modulus, void ratio, initial and final, moisture content, and compression index. For the detailed calculation and design analysis requirements for building projects, we have the general analysis requirements. If the results of the geohazard assessment reveals that there is a big potential liquefaction in the area, dynamic analysis should be done, such as but not limited to liquefaction analysis and earthquake-induced settlement, bearing capacity analysis, settlement analysis, lateral earth pressure excavation, stability analysis. Shown here is the manpower schedules. We have Table 2, indicative schedule of activities, and Table 3, indicative schedule of key staffs. Manpower requirements. We have 1 team leader, 1 geologist, and 1 laboratory technician, and 1 core driller. For the administrative support staff, we have 2 core driller aid, 2 laboratory aid, and 2 encoder. Consultancy cost. The approved budget for the conduct of soil testing, exploration, and geotechnical investigation shall be 2,430,619 pesos and 4 centavos only for the following building projects. Payment schedule. For mobilization, 15%, progress billing 1, 25%, progress billing 2, 25%, final billing 25%, retention money 10%. Assistance to be provided by the DPWH. In connection with the task of the consultant that require inputs and assistance from the other government agencies, as well as local NGOs, member of the Congress, and officials of the regional, provincial branches of national government agencies, The DPWH shall ensure that the consultant has access to all relevant information necessary to the performance of above services. Capacity development. The consultant shall conduct training for DPWH in the preparation of soil investigation surveys and projects. The training shall include but not limited to the following: transfer of technologies and soil investigation, training manuals for future offenses, workshops on mechanical analysis. Width of key personnel. The team leader is 32%, geologist 32%, laboratory technician 20%, core driller 16%, a total of 100%, and number of personnel of 4. For the summary of submittals, the ABC, the weight key of personnel, and the terms of reference are all approved. And that's for my presentation.
Okay, questions? None. So let's proceed to the next project.
Once again, good afternoon, honorable members and chairperson of the Bids and Awards Committee. On behalf of the Planning and Design Division, I am Engineer Mary Cras J. Catarong, and I will be presenting one project under the Consulting Services for this pre-bid conference. For the contract ID number 24CSK024, these are the project details with the project title of Consulting Services for the structural evaluation and/or detailed engineering design for the retrofitting of Atugan Bridge B01249MN along Sayre Highway in Region 10. Location is in Impasugong, Bukidnon, with an approved budget for the contract of 7 million pesos and duration of 60 man days or 2 months. Shown is the breakdown of cost estimates. Under the remuneration cost, we have for key staff, 1 project manager, 1 highway engineer, 1 bridge or structural engineer, 1 geotechnical engineer, 1 rope property appraisal specialist, 1 hydrologist or hydraulic engineer, and 1 GIS specialist. As for the technical support staff, we need 1 civil engineer, 2 CAD operator, and under the administrative support staff, 1 administrative office staff, and 1 secretary. Under the reimbursable costs, we have domestic travel in 2 trips per dime, 60 man days, vehicle rental in 2 vehicle month, office rental including operation and maintenance 2 months. For engineering surveys, topographic survey in 1 lump sum, soil investigation in 1 lump sum, traffic survey in 1 lump sum, tenurial survey in 1 lump sum. Under the technical studies, we have engineering data processing and analysis in 1 lump sum, 1 social technical assessment in 1 lump sum, and for the reports, plan preparation and production in 1 lump sum. Under the miscellaneous expenses, we have the non-destructive test in 1 lump sum consisting of microcore drilling set, ultrasonic pulse velocity tester, the rebar scanner locator, and the magnetic digital rebound hammer, and one lump sum for the scaffoldings, And for the technical transfer capacity building, 1 lump sum. And also the meeting expenses, including the stakeholder consultation meeting and the presentation meeting for focused group discussion in 1 lump sum. So this activity will utilize the bridge inspection vehicle to be provided by the DPWH Regional Office 10. As for the derivation of the total duration, for the first month, it will include the data collection and review, initial field investigations and condition assessment, identification of feasible retrofitting options, and preparation or submission of the inception report and the draft feasibility study. As for the second month, we have the finalization of the study, completion of the detailed engineering design, including the design calculation, drawings, bill of quantities, specifications, and the traffic management plan, and submission of the draft and final DED package, including integration of DPWH comments. So all in all, the total duration is 2 months. We also have here the weight of key personnel for the key staff. For the project manager, 32%, for highway engineer, 25%, for bridge structural engineer, 18%, technical engineer, 10%, road appraisal specialist, 6%, hydrologist, hydraulic engineer, 6%, and GIS specialist, 5%. As for the terms of reference, we have here the following contents. First, the introduction. Second is the objectives of consulting services. Third, scope of consulting services. 4, reports and deliverables. Number 5, implementation. 6, payment to consultant. And 7, duties and responsibilities of DPWH. So to give you the project overview, we have here the project title, Consulting Services for the Structural Evaluation and or Detailed Engineering Design for the Retrofitting of Atugan Bridge B0124MN along Sayre Highway in Region 10. Location is in Barangay La Fortuna in Pasugong, Bukidnon along Sayre Highway. So the purpose of this consultancy services is to assess the current structural condition of Atugan Bridge and also to identify, evaluate, and design an appropriate retrofitting or strengthening scheme that will restore and enhance the structural safety and serviceability and compliance with current DPWH standards and design life requirements of the bridge. As for the bridge characteristics, this is a pre-stressed concrete box girder special bridge type with configuration of 3 spans with total length of 223.04 meters, year constructed in 1983. So its strategic role or network function, it forms part of the national road network along Sayre Highway. It provides a primary link between the northern and southern Mindanao connecting Bukidnon to Cagayan de Oro, Davao, Balay-Balay, and Valencia cities. Carries regional passenger and freight traffic supporting agricultural transport, commercial distribution, and industrial logistics. And it also serves as a main route for access to essential services, disaster response, and emergency logistics. As for its existing condition and need for consultancy, first, the condition, it is rated poor in the bridge management system and DPWH field inspections with multiple structural cracks and durability concerns with an estimated remaining service life of 10 years and others. As for its risk, if unaddressed, the potential structural failure, service disruption, and substantial economic losses due to delayed movement of goods, higher transport costs, decreased productivity, and impacts on regional supply chains. Number 3, constraints, limited as-built and historical technical data, and insufficient in-house capacity for full structural evaluation and retrofitting design of a special bridge. The reason for consulting services, engagement of highly qualified consultants is necessary to undertake detailed structural evaluation using advanced assessment methodologies, and also prepare a complete detailed engineering design for retrofitting or strengthening in line with the DPWH standards. For the objectives of consultancy services, it is to carry out a structural evaluation and prepare the detailed engineering design for the retrofitting of Atugan Bridge, ensuring its safety, serviceability, and compliance with current DPWH standards along Sayre Highway. So its specific objectives is to assess the current structural condition, residual capacity, and key risks of Atugan Bridge, identify and evaluate feasible retrofitting options, both technically and economically, recommend a preferred retrofitting scheme based on performance cost, constructability, traffic, and environmental or social factors, prepare a complete detailed engineering design for the selected retrofitting scheme, including all structural and ancillary works, provide reliable quantities and cost estimates to support funding and procurement, and coordinate closely with DPWH Region 10 and facilitate basic knowledge transfer on structural evaluation and retrofitting design. As for its scope of consulting services, overall to undertake a comprehensive structural evaluation feasibility study, and based on its results prepare the detailed engineering design for retrofitting of Atugan Bridge in accordance with DPWH standards. So for the structural evaluation and feasibility study, this includes data collection and review, detailed structural evaluation, load rating and structural analysis, supporting analysis, option development and feasibility, preferred scheme recommendation. As for the detailed engineering design, is to undertake any needed supplementary surveys, prepare detailed structural designs for all retrofitting works, foundation protection works, drainage and hydraulic improvements, and approach road or interface works, provide complete design outputs, drawings, specifications, bill of quantities, and detailed cost estimates, including staging and a traffic management plan, implement design checking, and respond to DPWH review comments until DED acceptance, which also includes environmental, social coordination, and capacity building. As for its reports and deliverables, the consultant shall submit a minimum of 5 reports in English in both hard and electronic copies as follows. We have here the inception report, the initial findings or structural evaluation outputs, monthly progress reports, the technical reports on structural evaluation, feasibility study reports, DED package, final consolidated report, and executive summary, including the electronic file organization, which include the final outputs organized in clear folders, including reports, drawings, calculations, BOQ, TMP, and others. So systematic file naming to facilitate future DPWH retrieval and use. As for the implementation, the consultant shall implement the feasibility study structural evaluation and the detailed engineering design in full accordance with these terms of reference, DPWH DGCS, relevant DPWH manuals, and applicable bridge design assessment codes. The consultant remains professionally responsible for the technical integrity, safety, and completeness of all surveys, evaluations, analysis, and designs even after DPWH review or approval, except for substantial technical changes are imposed against written professional advice. Coordination shall be through the DPWH Regional Office 10 and DPWH Project Management Technical Team as official channel for instructions, data, and approval. So throughout the implementation, the consultant shall maintain adequate field presence to verify actual site conditions, apply internal quality assurance and procedures, and independent checks for critical bridge elements and design outputs, proactively identify risk, technical schedule implementation, and propose mitigation measures for DPWH consideration. The consultant shall implement, as for the under the implementation, we also have here the key staff qualifications. So the consultant shall be composed of qualified staff with the skills and experience necessary to undertake the task set out in these terms of reference. Supported by adequate technical and administrative personnel as a minimum, the following key staff are required. First is the project manager, team leader, or senior bridge engineer. Second is highway engineer. Third is bridge structural design engineer. Fourth is geotechnical engineer. Number 5, road property appraisal specialist. Number 6, hydrologist, hydraulic engineer. And we also have here the GIS specialist along with their detailed tasks and responsibilities and qualifications. The contract period, the total consulting period shall be 2 months commencing upon issuance of the notice to proceed. As for the payment to consultant, we have here the following mode of payment, the schedule of payment, and number 7, the duties and responsibilities of the DPWH. As for the summary of submittals, please be informed that the approved budget for the contract, weight of key personnel, and terms of reference for this contract are already approved. And that ends my presentation. Thank you.
Questions? None. So for these 3 consultancy projects, the next phase will be the receipt of the technical and financial proposals until December 22, 2025 at 10 a.m. And then the opening of the technical proposals will be on December 22, 2025 at 10 a.m. Okay, those who will obtain a score of 80%, their financial proposal will be opened on the following day, December 23, 2025 at 10 a.m. And then for the evaluation that we will use is the quality cost-based evaluation, wherein 70% for the technical proposal and 30% for the financial proposal. The bidder that will be rated as the highest rated bid, the negotiation will follow in the afternoon at 2 p.m. on December 23, 2025. Venue at the 5th floor bidding room, DPWH Regional Office 10, multi-story building, Bulwa, Cagayan de Oro City. For the checklist of the requirements, this will be presented by Engineer Dexter.
Good afternoon, everyone. Take two to the interested consultants. I will be presenting the checklist for the technical requirement during the opening of bid. Technical envelope. Required bid security. Form of bid security. A. Cash or cashier's manager's check issued by Universal or Commercial Bank, which is 2% of the ABC. B. Bank draft / guarantee or irrevocable letter of credit issued by Universal or Commercial Bank, provided that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a Universal or Commercial Bank if issued by a foreign bank, which is 2% of the ABC. C. Surety bond callable on demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security. And D. Bid securing 5% of the ABC. Letter D. Bid securing declaration. Validity period, which is 120 calendar days from bid opening. Number two, organizational chart for the contract to be bid. Number 3, list of completed and ongoing projects. Number 4, approach, work plan, and schedule. Number 5, list of personnel to be assigned to the contract to be bid with their complete qualification and experience data. Number 6, a sworn statement by the prospective bidder or its duly authorized representative in the form of prescribed by the GPPB as to the following. A. It is not blacklisted or barred from bidding by the GOP or any of the agencies, offices, corporations, or LGUs, including foreign, government, foreign, or international financing institution whose blacklisting rules have been recognized by the GPPB. B. Each of the documents submitted in satisfaction of the bidding requirements is an authentic copy of the original, complete, and all statements and information provided are true and correct. Letter C. It is authorizing the head of the procuring entity or his duly authorized representatives to verify all the documents submitted. D. The signatory is the duly authorized representative of the prospective bidder and granted full power and authority to do, execute, and perform any and all acts necessary and or to represent the prospective bidder in the bidding with a duly notarized secretarial certificate attesting to such fact if the prospective bidder is a corporation, partnership, cooperative, or joint venture. E. It complies with the disclosure provision under Section 47 of the Act in relation to the other provision of RA 3019. F. It complies with the responsibilities of the prospective or eligible bidder provided in the Philippine bidding documents. G. It complies with existing labor laws and standards. H. It complies with the prohibition against payment of commissions and fees. It complies with the obligations and undertakings in the contract shall be sufficient grounds to constitute criminal liability under existing laws in case of advance payment. Note, any missing document in the above mentioned checklist is ground for rejection of the bid. Checklist for the financial requirement. Financial envelope consists of the following. 1. Financial proposal submission form. Number 2. Summary of cost. Number 3. Breakdown of price for the project. Number 4. Breakdown of remuneration of the project. Number 5. Reimbursables per activity. Note again, for the financial proposal, any missing document in the above mentioned checklist is a ground for rejection of the bid. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Dexter. Questions from the prospective bidders? Okay, this ends the pre-bid conference for consultancy services. And next will be the pre-bid conference for goods. Prospective bidders of the consultancy services, you are excused and you may now leave the room. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Engineer Labial from Equipment Management Division, and I'm going to present the contract ID number 25GK00029 with the contract name Purchase of Diesel Fuel for Use in the Operation of Various Motor Vehicles assigned at DPWH Regional Office 10, supplemental for fourth quarter CY 2025. With the approved budget contract, 7,500,000 pesos. Item description, diesel fuel Euro 5, 100,000 liters. Terms and conditions. Fuel station must be available 24 hours to address the need when disaster is crisis. Fuel station must not exceed 5-kilometer radius from DPWH Regional Office 10. That's all. Thank you.
Questions? As to the list of the... Anabil, may question? As to the list of the requirements for the technical or financial envelope, it will be the same as those discussed earlier. Okay, if there are no more questions, this ends the pre-bid conference for today. Any motion to adjourn this meeting? As moved and seconded, this pre-bid conference